welcome back. I am back much sooner than I thought I was. I had a quick little meal, but I want to get right back into this because I'm already on the edge of my seat. So, for anyone who did not see part one, basically we're playing as the main two characters, which is Galen and Yanni. Galen's a doctor, Yanni's a technician. They're both looking for a quote-unquote madman named Lev who went missing in this jewel of a city, which you can see right here on the opening screen, that's completely cut off from the outside world for 3 months because it's in the middle of the ice desert. Yanni specifically is there because something is going wrong with the barrier that keeps the city safe and warm from the elements. And last I left off, there was actually an explosion that took out one of the lamplights that released pressure. So we're thinking someone's sabotaging the barrier of the city, and that person has something to do with Lev disappearing, as well as the person who came to the city beforehand, which was a man by the name of Son. And Yanni's replacing Son because Son never reported back, and he's assumed dead at this point. So we're going to continue. We're off from where we left off, which was the beginning of Chapter 2. Things were not looking up. My worst suspicions received a very tangible confirmation. The system was clearly imbalanced, possibly via intentional sabotage. What's worse, nobody in the city seemed to understand the gravity of the situation or its underlying implications. Well, almost nobody. I believe this is Yanni writing right now. It was high time to have a few words with our mysterious doctor. Yes, this is Yanni writing little notes. We'll get little notes like this throughout the game that recaps a little bit for the most recent bit from the chapter and saying where we're going on from now. So on the left we have Yanni, on the right we have Galen. Let's get into this. Let's not delay this any longer. It's high time we talked, Yanni. I agree. There's nothing like an explosion to raise questions. I have plenty, believe me. I'm glad we're on the same page then. Let me start. This has been bugging me since I found you in the snow, and you've been really dodgy about it. What exactly made you risk your life to get here? You don't strike me as the reckless type. What should we tell him? The truth or a lie? Now, in this city, the only people who are outsiders are Yanni and Galen, and they're both technically looking for Lev. Yanni's also looking for what's sabotaging the dome, as is her job. And I'm of the mind that the two of them should trust one another because they're both outsiders and they both cannot have had anything to do with Lev's disappearance or sabotaging the city because they both just arrived. So I'm going to go with telling Galen the truth. Now this is a choose your own adventure story, and all the choices I make will affect it in some way, and there were multiple endings and multiple pathways I could take to get a specific ending. But this is the first playthrough, so we'll see how we're going. So let's go tell him the truth. Reckless? Far from it. Believing this wonder of technology without proper oversight? Now that would be reckless. We've been monitoring the city for centuries. Recently, we've detected some alarming anomalies. I'm here to investigate and fix them. Monitoring? Who are we exactly? I'm with the faculty who constructed the city a long time ago, and we're probably the only ones who can fix it if things go awry. Even Esteban recognizes that. Now, if you notice, you'll see we have this little icon here. It gives us little notes. These are all the people we've talked to and met and got info on. We have Yanni the technician, who is a member of the faculty, a secret society of highly skilled technicians who built the city. She was set here to investigate possible sabotage after her predecessor Son vanquished. And then we have our other protagonist, Galen, who we alternate POVs with, who is a doctor. He treated Lev moments before he disappeared the same day. Yeah, and Laura claims she saw death in Galen's destiny. Now Laura is one of the other characters we can't play as her Yeah, but she read some, I believe, tarot cards would be the correct term in our world, to look at to the future at Yen's in question for Yen's question Yanni's questions. My bad. Honestly, I thought you had figured that out already. Something tells me you know much more than you should. A secret society of technicians monitoring the Jewel of the North, the city we're in. Surprisingly, that makes sense. But why are you investigating Lev's disappearance? Is it connected to what's going on? I still am personally of the mind that we should tell him the whole truth. A part of the city's system malfunctions and a person goes missing. It's only logical to assume these events are related. My job is to protect this place. After what happened yesterday, I must assume someone is intentionally sabotaging the system. Isn't that a bit too far-fetched? Only a complete madman would do that during the true winter. A madman like Lev? He usually comes back, but this time he seems to have disappeared for good. Then one of the emergency vents burst just a few days later. I guess it does seem fishy. There's still a chance these two events have absolutely no connection, but better safe than sorry. But why are you looking for Lev? But now we're going off of Gallon's perspective, because again, we're switching back and forth between the two. And again, they need to be honest with each other in my mind, because they are both outsiders, and at most they are the ones who can trust each other, because they are both, in a sense, doctors. Yanni for the city, Gallon for the people, but they're both outsiders and doctors who are here to fix it. So tell her the truth. I too think there's more to his disappearance than meets the eye. Leaving the city isn't an option, which means he must still be around. My guess is he's found a place no one knows about. No surprise either. His quest for Kala meant he searched every inch of the city. I'm sure he knows many of its secrets. Why would a doctor on a temporary contract care about things like that, like this? Tell her the truth. My job is to prevent those secrets from becoming public knowledge. Who are you exactly? Ever heard of the Academy on the Isles? The Magicians? Now this actually is new information. That's what many call us, yes, but that's not important. What matters is that the city exists thanks to our craft. Huh. This is actually new information. He's a doctor and a magician. So, we have Yanni, who is more the technical side of the building of the city, and Gallon, who's more the magical side of the building of the city. So they're both here because I guarantee something's wrong with the city. Yeah. Do you know how difficult it is to create a blooming garden in the middle of a frozen wasteland? I do, actually. You must have done your part badly, though. Your blooming garden has an unnerving tendency to explode. We love to spice our creations with a hint of chaos. This, however, wasn't planned. Something strange is going on here, and I was sent to prevent it from getting worse. It seems we have a common goal, at least. Let's not dwell on personal priorities. We should focus on the task at hand. We need to find Lev. Agreed. 2 amateur investigators are better than 1. Indeed, research shows interdisciplinary teams are much more efficient than separate individuals. Not to mention, way more fun. Oh, this little tree up here in the corner, on the right side of the screen, marks a change in pathways. So if I had changed any of the choices I was just given, I would be on a much different path than the one I am now. Because again, choose your own choice, different endings, different paths. And since we're pulling knowledge, look what I got from Slava. And we got more info. Whose notebook is it? It's a diary. It belongs to Lev, but I can't open it. It has a very complex lock. That's curious. I recognize the symbols on the cover. Really? Do you know what they mean? I have no idea. I do know how to open it, though. This may sound strange, but I think I have the matching key. Laura, of all people, gave it to me. So Laura is Esteban, a banker who we'll probably meet later again. is an assistant to him. He currently rules the city. But she has the key, had the key to Lev, the missing person's diary. I don't quite remember why. I believe it fell out of his bag. And she gave it to Yanni, because Yanni's a technician, and Laura, I tried my best to get Laura to trust us, so give us this kind of info. Why would she give it to you? Oh, never mind, let's open it. Alright, I'll give it a try. By the way, I hope it fits. This thing is booby-trapped. I'd rather not be in range when you set it off. How chivalrous of you, Doctor. Here goes. Merciful chances. Help, it burns so much. My eyes. Spirits, what's wrong? What's happening? I'm pulling your leg. Relax. Good. Not funny. Not as in you had me worried there. Just not funny. Stop sulking and help me decipher this. Fine, but no more jokes. What does it say? It's mostly gibberish. He seems lost in his fantasy world. Take a look at all these wild hypotheses, these clues he's gathered. If he's the one who gathered them, look here, he mentions a guide, a mentor of some sort. Finally, I have someone who understands the significance of my work. I met with I again. Now I know what I should do. Here's a guide I can trust. Someone who understands that Kala isn't just an object, but also a test. So unless we meet another person with an I name, I believe I is meant to be Esteban, the banker and the person who's currently in charge, more or less, of the entire city. Was he referring to himself, or was someone feeding him ideas? Hard to say. Here's another one. I was right about the guide. My suspicions were unfounded. This destiny is leading me to my goal. A new path opens before me. I learned about a secret door. I passed it hundreds of times. I can't believe it. It's in plain sight, yet it remains hidden from the unworthy. I'm going to check 1 second to make sure that my volume is good, because it looks like to be peaking a little bit. It remains hidden from the unworthy. I'm going to check 1 second to make sure that my volume is good. It looks like to be peaking a little bit. Okay, we're good. Back to the story. And it's not all about Kala. I know I've caused Salva great pain. She's trapped in this cursed city, and it's all because of me. She deserved none of it. But I'm so close, and as soon as I find it, I will make it up to her. I will buy her freedom. So, in terms of freedom, Salva is under a compact, which is essentially indentured servitude with just a little bit of money, and she's essentially Esteban's spy. And no one works in the city for long term without a compact, which is to Esteban. Everyone is working for Esteban, but also trying to protect their own secrets. Hence, a city of secrets. The rest looks like information about magical rituals, or just ordinary gibberish. None of it makes sense. Seems so. Let's focus on something more tangible. As you wish. We actually got a little info here under Lev. In his journal, Lev mentions a hidden passageway and I, a person helping him on his quest. And we got another branching path, probably from when we opened the book. As you wish. I have a favor to ask. Now that we're working together. Sure, how can I help you? I need to analyze some water from the bathhouse. I thought you can lend me your expertise as a chemist. Shouldn't be a problem. Do you have a sample? Not yet. We need to take some from the pools. Thought I asked, should a chance present itself. Consider me warned. Why do you think we should analyze it anyway? I heard about its healing and soothing properties. I think this might be influenced the city's system somehow, so I'd like to know how it affects both humans and machines. Good idea. Getting a sample shouldn't be a problem. We'll have a look at it together. It seems our areas of expertise complement each other well. I guess. Why don't you let me mingle and collect gossip while you focus on the more technical side of things? I think you'll agree that I'm the people person on our little team. So basically you want me to shut up and spend my time locked in my workshop. That's not going to happen. It was just a suggestion. No need to get so defensive. What have you found so far then? A few things. I'll tell you if I promise to share what you know. Of course, I surely want to find Lev, you know. Good. Well, let's go through my notes and quickly. I need to pay Esteban a visit soon. This woman in purple is our friend Laura. Are you off to see Esteban? Good luck. He's in a foul mood. Shouldn't you be stopping me right now? Not this time. I'm going home. If Esteban expects me to stay up all night to service him and then continue the next day without sleep, he's even crazier than I thought. Oh, you were with Esteban all night. I had no idea. I don't know the rules here yet. What? No. How could you think no? Esteban was stargazing and ordered me to stay in case he needed anything. Oh, Esteban is an astronomer. That seems like a step in the right direction. Rulers need knowledge. It's not a step in the right direction. I assure you, you can't become wise overnight, and Esteban hasn't had the patience for it. He believes in easy answers. He spent the whole night attempting to learn. That should count for something. Sure it does. Dementia. He was wondering about his special night. Star alignment, magic, and mathematics. He kept me up because astrology told him something is about to happen. So, we're Esteban, our retired banker who rules the city. Is obsessed with astrology, though impatient and careless in his studies. What? Don't know? Don't care. If you want, you can go up and ask him yourself. You wouldn't be the first to come and go unsupervised. Please don't tell him I said that. Don't worry, I won't say a thing. I can see this angers you. Trust me, you'll feel better after telling him off. Ancestors forbid. I could never do that. Do it here then, behind his back. It feels almost as good as the real thing. You'll see. I'm not sure. It's just that... Why am I supposed to enforce some stupid rule when every other woman is allowed to break it? That does sound rotten. Who is it you had to tolerate? I really can't say, but if you see an attractive woman in this town, you can be sure she's been seduced by a family member who was above the code of conduct at some point. The gates to this district are supposed to be closed, but the bedposts stay wide open. So it's free access you want to. If it's free access you want, be nice to Esteban. I think I'll pass. Wise move. The best ones go high, earn riches and official post, but they're never the same afterwards. It never ends well. Honestly, I can't believe what I'm hearing. Can you give me an example? Anything recent, perhaps? I wouldn't dare. It might hurt someone. More importantly, it might hurt me. You don't believe me? Fine. It's no secret how Constance got the bathhouse. Ask anyone. Constance seduced Esteban. She agreed to spend many years with Esteban's brothers as his unofficial companion. Interesting. If that's true, she seems to have made a deal that suits her. She has his confidence in some autonomy, but not to mention the bathhouse. Now, I'd like to mention... Constance, bathhouse owner, was made a deal to be with Esteban's brother. But, where is he? Esteban's brother is dead now. So, she has a lot more autonomy than others would have in the city. She learned to play the game and to utilize opportunities the same way they do, but she's definitely not as delicate or spontaneous as she was before. I've already told you too much. Go see Esteban. If you understand any of what I said, you'll be wary and avoid scruples. Do you? I'm not one of the decent ones. I lost this game. Ooh. I love the backgrounds in this game so much, and the little things like the chandelier or the drapes moving slightly, it's so nice. What a mess. How can anyone work in such an environment? Discipline of thought should be visible in every aspect of one's actions. If that's true, Esteban's science must have gone mad. But this telescope is clearly faculty technology. The best there is, he must be serious about his pursuit of astronomy. These instruments cost a fortune, but he doesn't even clean them. What do you think you're doing here? You should be fixing the city, not disturbing my studies. Here is the man of the hour, Esteban. We spoke about this yesterday. I need to see the city plans first. Before you get to what's important, like the lamppost that blew up yesterday. If you're going to question my every move, this will take forever, but I really explained every basic thing to you. Only if you want to get anything done in the city. I need to get to the main control chamber for accurate readings. Every other access point only gives a sliver of control. I've been willing to stay for over a decade. This is my first time hearing about control chamber. My My guess is the architects want to protect you from yourselves. Your politics don't always put the wisest on top. Gah, the plans are on the table for you. Are you telling me your secret chamber is just listed there? The layer showing the system along with its access points is written in faculty code. Remember those strange symbols? No, show me. What the? It's missing. Did you give it to someone? Who else has access to these? What are you insinuating, kid? These plans were kept safe in the library archives downstairs. Access to that area is restricted to faculty members. So the family library is families of merchants. And someone had access to the library and got the code. And no one would know how to read your damn code or even what it's all about. It would indeed require considerable knowledge to decipher. But don't tell me only the families are allowed in. I just entered undisturbed. Who else could have taken the plans? You were invited because you prove your identity and the gods know you to be trusted. To a point. Do you have any other trusted visitors that could freely walk in? You're testing my patience. Trust is not something I give lightly. I heard rumors that some woman might have access here. I'm sorry, but I must ask. Yanni, I'll explain this once. My brother used to be a careless ruler with mistresses who could do as they pleased. That was years ago. I took the seat when he passed, stars blessed him, and things changed. I only let in trusted family members and faculty technicians, such as yourself. Anyone else would be my private matter and none of your concern. Do I make myself clear? I know this is hard for you to understand, but working outside of the main control chamber is like building a bridge with your bare hands. The thief took my main tools. Making excuses already. From what caused the explosion, find what caused the explosion and fix it. Never bother me again. Can you do that? Honestly, I'm not sure. Hopefully I'll know more to examine the marketplace. Since I need to focus on finding the access point, I'll have to rely on Galen to find Lev. Would you mind if I shared some of my knowledge with him? He's already engaged himself. Ha! An interesting choice. There's certainly more to a young doctor than meets the eye, isn't there? Unless you chose him because of some infatuation. Is that why you asked? It's not a matter of his looks, but his education, something people here are in dire need of. I do not base my decisions on emotions. I'm asking about Galen because I want to be objective. He seems trustworthy enough, but I don't know him well. You know a lot about those who are allowed to enter this town, so I thought it couldn't hurt to ask for your opinion. Galen seems a very capable doctor if a tad young. It was almost a miracle that he cured you. If he wished to harm you, he already had the chance to act. Yes, he's managed to help you, Slava, and a couple of others since he came. All signs suggest he's reliable. He could be of much use if you let him be. I guess you're right. Thank you for your advice. Good enough chit-chat. The city was meant to be everlasting, and now it falls apart like a cheap toy. If I find out the faculty is a fraud, or that they've sent an incompetent technician, I'll take action, starting with you. Don't worry, I will find the cause of the explosion as fast as I can. I'll try to learn more about Lev's disappearance as well. I promise to get to the bottom of this. Youngsters are always the same. I need solutions, not cocky promises. Fix the marketplace and point out the guilty party. Fast, otherwise we'll get doubt, fear, and finally unrest. I would hate to deal with that. People here need to see the lamppost back to normal. They need to feel safe. With the culprit behind bars. I need to get back to my astronomy. Do you understand? I do. Then get on with your work and keep in mind that your time is limited. Are we done here? Do you know? Okay, so what do you know about Kala? So I am of the mind Istvan has something to do with Led's disappearance. He has too much power and too much knowledge to not have something to do with someone who's been poking around someplace that's supposedly not welcomed. So I'm gonna ask him what he knows about Kala. Just one more thing. What do you know about Kala? I tell you to get to work and you take interest in fairy tales. Are you dumb, child? I will not tell you anything unless you deliver at least a semblance of a result. Do not strain my patience. Good day. Questions are considered dumb here. They can see how the city ended up the way it did. Should have known he wasn't going to give us anything. Here comes our young detective. This man is the chief of the city guard. Not the merchant's guard, city guard. Two different sets of guards in this small space. Afraid of the competition? I would be happy to see you solve this investigation and find Lev all by yourself, but I doubt that's possible. So no, I don't find you threatening, Galen. Are you alright? You seem tense. I'll be blunt. There are two things I truly hate. Not knowing what's going on and surprises. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Unfortunately for me. Well, prepare for some more disturbing news. On my way here, I noticed marks on the leaves of several plants. A very slight discoloration. Are they sick? I can't be sure about the examination, but different species of varying sizes were affected, including some very resilient ones. They all have one thing in common, though. Vulnerability to cold. The merchants who built the city brought these plants from separate isles for only one reason, to show off. Well, it looks like the power is dwindling, changes when minute, so the cause must be recent. So the city is actually getting cold, and if you look at this pipe in the bottom right corner, these are pipes that run throughout all the buildings and throughout the entire city to keep it warm. It is already assumed that if we look further up here to where it says inhabitants say the city has become colder recently, then it's definitely getting colder if the plants that are all vulnerable to cold are slowly dying. It made me worried about the greenhouse plants too. There's some very vulnerable rarities which must be kept in perfect condition. I need them to prepare the stronger medication, so it's a big deal. This is bad news. Can you keep an eye on this and tell me if anything changes? We could use a herb, says an early warning system. Of course, the gun is my responsibility anyways. Do you think this could be related to the explosion in the market? I do, yes. Then it's safe to assume the temperature will continue to drop until the system is repaired. Do you have any idea what might have caused the failure? I think it was sabotaged. Maybe I shouldn't be discussing this with you at all. Trouble started when you and Yanni came to the city. If I had a list of suspects, you'd be at the top. Really? Wouldn't coming to you with this incriminating information make me a terrible schemer? Why would I do that? Maybe you just enjoy my company? Oh, by the way, you can get with certain characters of the game. I can match Galen and Yanni up with different characters, and this game is under the LGBTQIA plus tag for a reason. So, if you're not into that, get off my channel. I'm not dealing with people who are gonna be throwing slurs in the comments. Now there's a shocking idea. Do we enjoy his company? I feel like they would be a good match. I'm gonna go sure, why not? Not so shocking to me. You're right, of course. I was never good at hiding my enthusiasm. Or curbing it. Maybe we should focus on the more immediate task of finding Lev, huh? Learned anything new? You're right about Slava hiding something. I managed to convince her to be more open with me, and she gave me an important clue. Lev's diary. Well done. Did you learn anything from it? I did. Shortly before his disappearance, Lev met with someone, an ally he didn't name. That person was apparently an expert caller and advised him to search for it using magic. It's safe to assume this person may have been involved in his disappearance. So someone was directly involved in Lev's last expedition, and he took a sudden interest in magic. Galen, I'm impressed. You've coped with this investigation well. You're either a natural or very lucky. Finding information and assembling into a coherent picture forms aren't that different from a doctor's work. Collect symptoms, put them in various categories, construct a hierarchy, and eventually come up with a diagnosis. If only the process was so straightforward, but sometimes you have to be intuitive and take leaps through strange connections just to see where they lead. Relying on pure facts and logic, you'd have to diagnose the entire city, and that, even if your zeal, would be too large of a task. Tell me, have you ever solved something similar in your career? You want to hear my story? Did Constance send you? No, of course not. I'm just curious. Then why would Constance send me to you anyway? She can be very inquisitive, especially when it comes to sensitive topics. She's been trying to learn about my past for years. I used to think she's simply curious. Some people are like that. But when I notice how frustrated she gets when I refuse to talk, I realize it must be something else. What are you suggesting? Let me just say I can recognize an informant when I see one. In that case, you have nothing to fear from me. I simply wish to know you better. That remains to be seen. But alright, I'll humor you. The Before I came here, I spent many years working as a guard in larger cities, usually wealthy ports. Wealth attracts crime. Indeed, I had my hands full. I've seen a lot. I've investigated several cases of missing husbands and wives too. They all had one thing in common. We never found them. Every single one of them went missing because of their spouse. It became very clear very fast that I was dealing with murder. A husband who removed his wife so he can marry his lover without having a rich and powerful father-in-law as an enemy. Or a wife who became so obsessively jealous she imagined her husband was having an affair with her sister and hired an assassin to kill them both. That's terrible. Is it? The way I see it, it's human nature to hurt each other, whether with iron and gold or silk and intrigue. Constance was right. You do have a lot of stories to tell. I'm wearing a talkative mood. You're lucky, Galen. So, what else should we ask? Did Slava kill Lev? Why did he quit? Was he always a god? Asking if Slava did... I don't think Slava killed Lev. I don't. Because Lev is seen as a madman who constantly goes missing and takes a while to return. So she killed him. She would not have come to Galen in hysterics, asking him to find him and find out what happened. So I don't think that question would give us a lot. Why did he quit and was he always a god? I vaguely, and I say vaguely because my memory is all shit. Remember Kaisa mentioning that he was a sellsworder for a while. So that answers the question of was he always a god? Why did he quit? Why did you quit your post and come up here? Got tired of the city noise? Know why I became a god in the first place? Come here, naive, I want to make a difference. You're talking to a doctor, you know. I can relate to your sentiment. I hope it won't lead you to the same place I ended up. You aren't talking about this city, right? Because, well, I'm already here. I'm talking about the disappointment you feel when you realize you're just one man and there's only so much one man can do. So you left because you were disappointed that you couldn't right all wrongs? So, Kaisa wants change. Kaisa is a good man, is what I've learned in these little conversations. Good man, just bitter now. How much time would you spend curing a patient with an incurable fatal condition? Luckily, I haven't needed to answer that question. Maybe I should let you get back to your investigation? About that, I want your opinion on one more thing. Do you think there's any connection between the explosion and Lev's disappearance? You might as well ask Laura and her cards about that. It's impossible to say at this stage. But it's always a good idea to observe how people behave in situations like this. Stress and pressure magnify the things we like to keep hidden. Thanks for the advice. What's your next move? There are two people I haven't talked to yet, Sem and Esteban. You'd best be careful on Esteban. He has absolute power in this city, a volatile temper and armed men at his disposal. Sem's both odd and harmless. They both might have some valuable information. Besides, at this point, you should collect what you can from all available sources. That's my plan. I enjoy talking with people too much to stop anyways. I better leave you now. Thanks again for your help. Don't mention it. It was nice talking with you, Galen. We'll meet again at the party in the bathhouse tonight. Oh yeah, Constance is throwing a party to welcome Galen and Yanni into the city. We will. I enjoyed chatting with you too. So, Esteban does not like Galen, but Sem has dogs, so we're going to visit Sem. Hello, Sem. I know Lev is a recluse, but I also know you two spoke from time to time. That's why I'm here. What I'm saying is he's been more antisocial than usual. He's paid more attention to dogs than to people. So, just like you. I have my reasons, Doctor. Please, it's Galen. Right, I have my reasons to prefer the kennels to the inn, Galen. Lev reasons, however, beats me. My guess is it had some connection to Kala. Maybe. Why are you so interested in Lev? Help Salva solve the mystery and get the treasure done? No, we're helping Salva. I want to help Salva. She's afraid something terrible happened to him and asked me for help. I see. I promise you I do my best, and I will. I promise, you're obviously new to this city. What do you want to know? When was the last time you saw Lev? We came across him the night he disappeared. By we, I assume you mean you and your dogs? Who else? Anything unusual happened? It was a strange night, disturbing for the dogs. Look, I already told Yanni about it and I don't feel like repeating myself. Even it helps me find Lev. Oh, I forgot! Sam's dogs were howling the night Lev vanished. They were afraid of something. I forgot Yanni already talked to Sam. But either way, I would have gotten the same, if not less, information from Esteban. At least I can be in a kennel of dogs. I don't enjoy long talks, Galen. Listen, you probably think my sole goal in life is being a nuisance to you, but that's hardly the case. I just need information. On the other hand, a social butterfly like you probably doesn't know anything, and I really am wasting my time. Maybe you are. Or maybe you're too afraid to spill something that might put your ass in danger. You've been awfully jittery since I came, provoking me by calling me a coward. Everyone's afraid of something, especially around here. For you, my friend, it's clear you're running from something. And you got that from my reluctance for petty gossip? Very well, if it's hearsay you want, get that notebook of yours ready. Oh, I'm counting on more than hearsay, hit me. Have you noticed that your cone likes to distance herself from her people under silly traditions? I thought that was a flaunt, so I got her drunk. Before she came to the city, she was trained to be a wise woman. She was. The cone is the... let me bring up your cone real quick. Your cone is like a caravan driver. She came from the tribes, like her lineage is the entire wasteland. And Lev thought she knew something about Kala. Before she came to the city, apparently she was a wise woman, one of the people who practiced magic, or the form of magic in this universe. She came here to study the caves, but had a sudden change of heart after signing her compact. Now spirituality is the least of her concerns. You got her drunk just for that? I'd like to know what kind of people I'm dealing with. Can't say I've never used the method. Who else did you get drunk? Slava, Log, Ayaski, Constance, there's only so much you can do in the dead season. Everyone has something they want to get. Smart move by a man who supposedly only knows how to deal with dogs. Pace and Constance can drink like fish and stay sober, but you can still piece a lot together. And people say you're a hermit. I can't believe nobody managed to see for your facade. I understand the value of information. I socialize when it's necessary. Like right now, by feeding me rumors about others to divert attention from yourself. Don't think I haven't noticed. Yet you play along. I tell you a thing or two about a few people and you stop asking me about my past. I failed you. Agreed. Let's start with Slava. She and Lev were scholars and turned treasure hunters. When Les lost his sanity, she became the innkeeper to save them from starvation. Yes, I know. Was she an archaeologist like her husband? A cartographer, apparently a good one. Back at her homeland, she used to sail with royal explorers, shine unknown waters. She left that life for Lev. I love getting all this info. Piecing together who these people are. Abandoning a life of adventure for this must have required remarkable devotion. An educated woman agreed to servitude to save her crazy husband. Calling her devoted is an understatement. I'd be surprised if she didn't regret it by now. Is that why she's friends with Laura? They share similar stories. Laura's family are nobles who do business with the bank on a regular basis. She came here as an envoy to negotiate some kind of trade agreement. In the end, she became the bargain, forced to sign a compact to seal the deal. What? Was she taken a hostage as a guarantee? The merchants wanted to manifest their power, turn a highbrow into a clerk. Some considered it excessive, but one ambitious figure insisted on doing it anyway. Esteban. Indeed. Spirits. So Laura's own family traded her for freedom for a profitable contract with Esteban. So she was actually a very prominent diplomat before she was forced into that compact to become Esteban's assistant, where she's very clearly unhappy. And she can't, that compact is essentially eternal servitude. Terrible, yes, knowing Laura's past makes it easier to endure her constant nagging. I feel like I just took a stroll up and down the sewers. I suspect you don't know any happy secrets. I'm afraid that was the last juicy piece. As for others, do your own homework. That's disappointing. I was expecting to hear something about Yanni. It's too soon for me to know much about her. But it's obvious she carries secrets, possibly dangerous ones. What makes you think that? She's cold and disciplined in a way that suggests training. She was taught how to stay composed and focused. She also tried to traverse the desert on her own, on foot. That makes her either suicidal or desperate. She doesn't strike me as the former, and desperate people are always dangerous. Oh yeah, Yanni his caravan stopped halfway on the way here because the true winter, which is the harshest winter of the seasons, came early. And so she decided to send the rest of the way by foot because if the possible sabotage to the city and everything going down during true winter would have been very, very bad. But so we don't know her motives for having to do that. We just know she didn't have a choice and she had to come, but she's apparently dangerous as well. Fair enough, you've earned your right to be left in peace. I only have one more question, Sam. It's been bothering me ever since I learned Lev was visiting your dogs. Did he ever want to use them in his quest for Kala? Did he ask you for permission? No, never. But even if he did, my permission wouldn't matter. I doubt he could force them to help him. They do whatever they want, and help only if they want to help. I see. But on a theoretical level, do you think they could do that? Track down an object? If they weren't so stressed, perhaps they're not tracking dogs, and the warmth and strong smells of the city dull the senses. Stressed? Ever since the night Lev vanished, whatever they sensed, it scared them. They haven't recuperated. Thank you. I think I took enough of your time already. I know you're not used to having visitors. Not anymore? Everyone's suddenly taking interest in what I have to say? Really? Thank you. Your friend Yanni likes talking to me. The chief of the guard came the other day as well. Yanni can be charming company indeed. I even have a few ideas about why she came. But what did Kiasa want? He was asking for the dogs like you. He wanted to know if it's possible to track down Lev with their help. Of course. Well, is it? I told him the same thing I just told you. The dogs are stressed and won't cooperate. It'll also be difficult for them to distinguish Lev's scent after so many days. Pity. Indeed. Galen, can I ask you a favor? Of course. I'll help if I can. Some of the pups have become apathetic. They don't eat. Sometimes they get aggressive towards me and the rest of the pack. I was wondering if you could have a look at them, just in case. Oh, I thought you were the expert here. I'm not a doctor, and I'm afraid I can be overlooking some obvious physical cause. Could be that they have, I don't know, parasites? Maybe you should check the, Of course I'm gonna help the dogs. Why would I not help the dogs? I can't promise anything, as this is beyond my area of expertise, but I can at least take a look. Thank you, Galen. I appreciate. You can begin with this one. He fell ill first. Did his behavior change? He became aggravated for no apparent reason. Now refuses to eat or go for a walk. Same for the others. Did you change their diet or anything else in the daily routine? No. Well, I can see how he's exhausted. Now he is. He was irritated and aggressive a bit ago. Aggressive? Did he attack someone? No, but they all bark at people. This one barked at Constance this morning when we passed her in the market, and then at me when I tried to calm him down. Cheeky little thing. I know far less about dogs than you, to be honest. I don't see any physical causes full on. He seems well fed and good health. He is. But I can prepare something that might help him relax. Herbs? Yes. Don't worry, I'll adjust the dosage so there should be no negative side effects. I'll get back to you later today. Okay, so Galen's giving the dogs something to help them. And so my playthrough is get as many people on my side, because the nicer I am, the more they like me, the more likely they're to give me actual useful info. Thanks. Don't mention it. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. Is there something else? Yes, they usually get jumpy as the solstice approaches, but this year it's really bad. It worries me. Smart creatures then, just like this, they're aware that something strange is going on, and that they can do little to prevent it. It's both frustrating and infuriating. You're talking about this saboteur? Yes, you seem quite calm about all this. Worrying about crazy people helps no one. Do you think we're dealing with an insane person? Destroying the city from within in the middle of true winter is suicide. What if it's not? Perhaps the saboteur knows something we don't? All crazy people think that. Lev, for example, thought the dogs knew about the secrets he was looking to uncover. Maybe they do. You said yourself that dogs react to the solstice every year. Indeed they do. Do you know why? Lev thought they had some kind of special connection to Kala. Really? Do you agree with him? Lev saw hidden meanings in everything. These dogs are just a local breed. Of course they're tuned to seasonal changes. You're probably right. It's the same with the plants, you know. They adapted to the city's internal cycles and... Demons! The greenhouse plants! I won't keep you if you need to water them or something. Something like that. Goodbye, Sam. Thanks for answering my questions. Goodbye, Doctor. What a strange man. It's much worse than I thought. Several plants are already showing signs of necrosis. Some are beyond aid. Tropical species suffered the most. The greenhouse climate control system offered no protection. This is very odd. The temperature drop must be slight and fairly recent. Cellular damage should be occurring at a much slower pace. Unless it's the water. Water could carry the damaging agent directly into the system, bypassing external defenses. That would explain the speed of the alterations. You better be wrong about this, Gallon. Oh! This is bad. I didn't notice. Someone is slowing down the currents, binding them with magic. Alright, get a grip. Countering the effect would be tedious. But magic is your specialty. This probably can't be said about the conjurers who did this. Preparations are in order so I can perform the water quickening ritual. Plants are already dying, so that's the top priority. 3 specimens are affected the most. I can't save them all, but spirits. I won't let the saboteur destroy the garden. Not on my watch. Don't worry, babies. Restoring vital forces is one of the things I do best. One of you will feel much better in a second. What should I choose? There's the water flame, also known as the healer's friend. It saved countless lives. Very potent antidote, even without refining. If applied quickly, it will neutralize most toxic agents. With a little bit of magic, it can heal even major wounds. Then the white mirror, famous mainly for its hallucinogenic properties. A polished recreational drug popular among high society and students. Expensive unless you know how to grow it, and they tell us that they can't make jokes on you, folks. What most people don't know is that it's also a catalyst that can help you lose weight, or enhance your magical talent. Last one is sweet anise, or the stealth killer, a dangerous poison which unfortunately enough tastes fantastic. It's not a plant, it's a weapon. Best thing we said about this lithium is that it kills instantly. There's no time to lose, I need to choose. I'm gonna go, definitely not the poison. Healing plant, magical drug. We're going the goodest, nicest, hero, so healing plant. Water flame is the best choice. It'll come in handy to establish who decides the poison of the drinking water and kill us all in one blow. Let's hope I won't have to use it anytime soon. So we saved the water flame, a potent healing herb. Let's work some magic and save a plant's life. Live. There. I think it worked. I feel a bit weak though. It was more draining than I expected. The curse must be pretty strong. Glad there's a party tonight. I need to relax and recharge. Hope there won't be any more surprises. This was one of the focal points in the flow systems to stay in the city. It would have access to the waters for small flow adjustments. They had a couple of fail-safe mechanisms and at least a dozen filters. The first of the 3 safety barriers must be gone. That couldn't have been an accident. So this is where the explosion happened. On the right of Yanni, you can see a little lantern next to the water. There was one on her left as well. That one exploded last stream, so that's that. Destroying this was no easy task. It must have taken days of precise work and knowledge to execute. I feel sorry for the person who did this. They won't survive if the city fails. How desperate must one be to do something like this? There must seem no other way out of the misery. I wish I could just talk to them. As for the leak, I can block it for now. The flow can only be repaired from the control chamber, though. I need to find it soon. If our mysterious saboteur has gone through such effort as this, there's no reason for them to stop now. The control chamber is the only way to assess the extent of their actions. God, is it lunatic day? You won't last through the winter if you're speaking to yourself already. This is Yakon, not a caravan driver who used to be a wise woman, or a wise woman look making. You're coming back from Estevan, I presume? I wish. At least Esteban's predictable. Some just came at me out of the blue, with a knife! You must have done something to aggravate him that much. We just talked. I suggested something and he attacked me. What was it? I want to organize a dog fight like the tribes have. Normally I prefer the merchant's idea of fun, but in the dead season we have nothing else. Oh no, I see why Seb came at her with a knife. Definitely see why. You ain't hurting his dogs, not his babies. You suggested a dog fight to the resident dog person. No wonder he got angry. That's the understatement of the winter. He could have just said no, you know. I tried to calm him down, but he was in some sort of trance. His eyes were glazed, his face was all red. Something seriously wrong with him. You sure you didn't say anything else? It seems so unlike Seb. The only thing I could count as an insult was I told him he treats those damn flea bags as if they were his family. And this isn't even the first time this has happened. Just ask Kiasaka. Kaisa, oh no. Oh no? I know that look. You're falling for him already. I've seen the way he stares at you. Let me tell you, that's not necessarily a good thing. I merely stated there's usually more than one version of a story, frankly speaking. Dogfights are cool, Seb is a bit odd. He stares at me. No, dogfight! This would be if I was trying to do a romantic bit. This was if I'm trying to get her on my side, but dogfights are just cruel. Yeah, the suggestion was cruel. If that's your idea of fun, I can almost see why someone might want to blow this place up. That's why I ran it past Esteban before I went to Sam to make sure it's something delicate southerners could stomach. Nothing explains what he did. Probably not, but at least he prevented a savage spectacle. I mean savage himself. You know why I decided to stay in the city? Everything's here. Entertainment, soft beds, fancy clothes, not to mention the booze selection. You can do whatever you want here. But now it's getting colder by the day. We're spinning on wheels, and some won't even consider using the dogs for a show. Constantly starting a party tonight. Isn't that enough for you? Drinking and meeting the same people I see every day at the inn? Joy. Oh, joy. Our dear Constance. The drinks are over at the edge of the basin. Please help yourselves. Yanni, so gracious of you to come. You look better by the day. I hope the doctor won't object to you having some wine. I would never do such a cruel thing. On the contrary, she may need some warming up after all she went through. Marvelous. Let's all use this eat. We need to dull our senses. A bit of wine would be lovely, though. Thank you, Constance. My pleasure. I'll make sure everyone else is fine and be back to chat in a little while. Please, feel at home. It's a party, so let's keep things light and fun. What did you find about the explosion? Do you have any clue as to who did it? Not so fast. Why are you so sure this was a sabotage and not a random malfunction? These things were not built to fail randomly, so unless you really care about your job and broke them yourselves, you know, now that I think about it, I haven't seen you doing any actual maintenance work. I'll let that slide since you clearly had one drink too many. Only the saboteur was so careless. So you agree there is one? Yes, someone who worked meticulously to destroy the first barrier. At this rate, they'll destroy the city before the true winter ends. We need to stop them. That's all you got? We need to stop them? Brilliant. Oh, please, if you manage to solve the case, feel free to enlighten me. I'll show you what I can do as soon as I analyze the waters. Did you remember to bring something to take a sample? Here, a flask. Let me just fill it. But please be careful. Treat it like you would a bottle of wine. I hate to break it to you, Yanni, but you're not funny at all. Please stop trying. Come to the greenhouse tomorrow and we'll run some tests. I'll be there first thing in the morning. Now that we have that settled, I'm going to enjoy this party. What? Did you think I'd crouch here and plot with you the whole night? I thought we might keep our eyes open while we mingled. I'm not telling you to work, or chances forbid, stay sober. Just keep your wits. Yes, right. See you, Yanni. Hey, this boy was supposed to break the good mood that fell over us yesterday. Not whispering or suspicious glances, friends. Let us all enjoy each other's companies. Mingle and forget your problems for one evening. Please. Wiser words were never spoken. Lead me to the food trays. I'll join you in a moment. I'll have to admit, having everyone in one place is a great opportunity for observation. There's Kaisa. Maybe he learned something new since we last spoke. Looks like he's leaving, though. I would certainly like to know where he's wandered off to in the middle of a party. seems Gallon's already on it. Ooh! Leaving so soon. Gallon? Are you sure it's a good idea to leave all those people without protection? That lot, they'll manage just fine without me. Maybe they will, but don't be surprised by me saying I told you so. If there's another system malfunction, someone just, oh, I don't know, spontaneously combusts. That was good, Kaisa. I didn't realize you knew how to joke. My compact clearly states I must uphold the highest standards of behavior, both as a city official and as representatives of the families, which requires me to look very serious at all times. Really? Of course not. Now, care to tell me why you're following me? I was curious to why you left so suddenly. Why do you care? Party with you, ask you about new clues. This is a party, we're meant to relax, let's party. It's been the first party since I came here, and I didn't even have the chance to chat with you. You were too busy talking to every single person you bumped into. It's called mingling, you should try it. So you just want to party with me, is that really it? Yeah. Oh, voice crack. Actually, I like that. I have something to take care of right now. And it can't wait. Precisely. I admit, I can't stop thinking about the investigation either. It feels like a game and I want to win. Soon it'll occupy your mind even more. You'll begin to notice new scenarios, details you've missed. That's a good sign, Gallon. You're experiencing what it feels like to be a true detective. And here I was thinking that what I'm experiencing is being too sober. My brain might be playing the detective, but I want to shut up for a few hours. Believe me, Gallon, I'd love to drink with you and make you shut up in many ways, but not tonight. Oh yeah, making me shut up may prove difficult even with someone of your ego. If one method failed, I'll try a different approach. Fighting crime teaches perseverance, Doctor. Really, meanwhile, my position taught me to be observant and thorough. Craft my people is nothing but one big lesson in imagination. All very useful in lovemaking. What? Lovemaking? Huh? You didn't mean. You weren't talking about... About what? Oh no, nothing. I hate this place and the ridiculous way people talk in circles, and I'm so surprised when someone's being direct. You need to relax, you think too much. I appreciate your directness. God, that was a very cool joke, Kaisa. It was. Sorry, I'll make it up to you soon. You bet you will. Well, I'm sorry to end this lovely talk, but I really need to go. I understand. I'll head back then. I really hope you do. If you tend to follow me, I may be forced to rescue for obstructing my investigation. So please, stay away. Yeah, fine. Whatever it is you're hiding, won't keep it secret for long. Oh my! So we're on the path right now of Gallon and Kisa getting together. Yanni I haven't pinned with anyone yet. Maybe Laura, maybe Laura. Or Sam. Sam's a dog person, so we'll see. Finally, free booze. Now I can face whatever uptight company the city throws at me. Though I don't think one glass will be enough if Yanni or Laura corner me here. Hey, Salva, how are you holding up? Great. People are drinking all around me. I can join you without worrying about whether everyone's fed or has glasses full. I see you found the liquor. That I have. You're not really having fun, are you? How could I? At least at the inn I had work to take my monarch left, and I keep thinking something horrible must have happened to him. Any news? No, it's not knowing is driving me crazy. Did you find anything out by chance? I'm sorry, it's only been 2 days. I need a drink. Could I agree more? Do you want to take your mind off things? This is the best remedy. Follow me. Yanni, are you enjoying yourself? Ooh, maybe I'll put Yanni a constant. Yes, you certainly know how to keep the city's morale in check. You seem lost in thought. Is something bothering you? It's nothing. I was just wondering. Carla, what do you think is the explosion? What do you think caused it? So, Yanni doesn't want to relax. So we have two versions. We can learn info on Carla, which is what Lev was looking into. Or I can look into the explosion, which is the dome. She's a technician. She's trying to figure out what's going on with the dome. So that. My mind is still on yesterday's explosion. What do you think caused it? Most people blame the families. No one will admit it, but Esteban obviously neglected to properly maintain the city. What do you think? It's too early to jump to conclusions. We should be safe for now, so you don't need to worry. That's good to hear. Now please excuse me, I think Salva's glass needs filling. That's exactly what I mean. It's hard for them to relax with all the complex and general drama on their heads. You should meet my tribesmen. Use of oppression and martyrdom did wonders for the social skills. Wonder. Yet here you are, drinking like a fish and being lovely and snarky at the same time. I give you 10 minutes until you start making out with someone in a corner. Too bad the selection's so limited. Unlike some people, I'm not desperate to get all touchy-feely with a bunch of misfits. Misfits? What a cruel thing to say. If we're misfits, what does that make you? We try very hard to fill the shoes of an exotic girl from the wild north. Dangerous and untamed. Oh, I do enjoy a bit of role-playing every now and then. Let me be the ignorant newcomer from the south. Tell me, mysterious girl, what kind of pagan abominations are we dealing with? You lost me there. My plans, the ones I've been taking such good care of, started dying recently. Any ideas what might have caused it? You know better than the previous doctor. You tend to be easygoing, but inside you're constantly obsessing about your work. Was he really that much fun? He was the worst. Once he jumped me with his little notepad and began asking all sorts of questions about the northern floor. I can imagine how very helpful you were with his research. What did you tell him? That the only thing that grows around here is my disdain for fools like him. Ouch. But scholars tend to be like that, you know? So, is that the case? Is there no negative vegetation with the hot springs and proper soil? Proper soil and a proper coast. The ground here is tainted, so no, nothing goes. Are you sure you should be drinking so fast? You're getting a little wobbly. I am not getting well, maybe a little bit, but only because I mixed this purple stuff with some of that earthy blue thing. Besides, the drinking skills of my people are legendary. We have strong heads and strong stomachs. I see how you got drunk quickly. Constant drinks are no joke. But I'm prepared for that. This little oh, get me sober in no time. Just watch. Of course I'll watch. You just got a lot more interesting. Bottoms up? Yuck. I feel roll sick. It's good to know our health is in the hands of a true expert. Shun the non-believer just to watch this baby looks miracles. Any minute now. And I'm back to normal. Right, repeat after me. The sled speeds swiftly through the snow all good, dark as a drunken in a cloud. That didn't even rhyme. Repeat that or face the consequences. Oh, someone's getting feisty. Sorry, but I have to get drunk again to repeat since nonsense. Don't tell me it really worked. Damn, I'm impressed. Thank you. Wait, I wanted to ask you about something important before we change the subject. I'm single but not interested. Very funny, but I'm at my greenhouse. The routine plans are a bad omen. Frankly, I have no idea what's going on, but I bet my slid somehow linked to the little present my honorable ancestors left in the cave. I'm still a bit tad tipsy, but are you really suggesting that tribes are attacking the city with curses right now? I doubt that. They have no chances whatsoever. No, it's just the nature of this place. It's all just suffering, you know? So even without external attacks, we're cooked. We should be expecting more explosions soon, you reckon? Maybe yes, maybe no. Who cares? I know I can take all the city throws at me. Worrying with beforehand is what the weak and fearful do. I swear, you're just like Lev, asking me about children's stories. So now you're saying they're just stories. Is that what you told Lev, too? I told him exactly what he needed to hear. That there's no curse, no magic, and that he should go back home and pay more attention to his wife. Why? With your knowledge of the city's secrets and his bravery and zeal, you make a perfect treasure for continuing. Don't be dense. Kala is a fairy tale that people choose to believe in because, for whatever reason, they want it to be real. So you weren't helping him in his quest? I told you already, Kala's an old joke that nobody gets. They all think it's the key to salvation. They're as dumb as children. Ooh. What's this? Okay. So she thinks it's a myth. She never actually helped Lev. You're a true skeptic. That's a rarity. Even now you're playing the detective, and here I was hoping you might actually help me find a date. Yeah, pardon me, here. Done. Sorry, when my detective instincts kick in, I simply must take notes. Yawn. You're terrible company tonight, Doctor. I can't leave you with that impression, now can I? Where's the booze, people? My friendship with your own and my ego at stake here. The party was surreal, a desperate attempt at relaxation and joy. It failed miserably. Laura compared it to the calm at the eye of a cyclone. For me, it was more as if we turned our backs to a hurricane, hoping it would disappear. was feeling the gravity of recent events, though they pretended otherwise. As wine kept flowing, people began to lose their tempers, and the joyful appearances took a nosedive. Only Galen seemed immune, so this is Yanni writing. He was truly enjoying himself, full drinking away and fooling around like a faculty novice on his first leave. I found it appalling. The only thing that kept me from leaving was the faint hope that mysterious Emmy would be drinking as well and would let the guard down enough to make their first mistake. So I stayed, another fool waiting for things to happen of their own accord. Good thing Sam was there to keep me company. Am I hooking her up with Sam? Well, now this is a person I wouldn't expect to see here. Why? Pardon me, but you just don't seem like a party animal. Oh, I haven't getting a soda with me. Yes, no alcohol, but I will cheers to that pun. Horrible pun. Well, even I need a break sometimes. The dogs are killing me. They've been howling all night ever since that failed day Gleb disappeared. By now I should be used to behavior around Solstice, but it's impossible. Oh please, Sam, dogs again. Is there nothing else in your life? No other reason to leave that cage of yours and join us human? Now that you mention it, perhaps there's one. Really now? And what might that be? I'm not getting any younger, you know? I know everyone expects me to, but the reality is different. Nonsense. I don't expect anything of the sort, you know that. I know you don't, and I appreciate it. It's just I've been a prisoner of the same my entire life. A street thug enjoys more freedom. But now you're retired. Do anything you want with your time. Yet somehow I still end up running this place for the entire winter. And every doctor, repair girl, guardsman has conspired to waste my time with pointless requests. I'll never know peace or happiness as long as the city stands. Let it be damned and crumble to dust. I wish I could experience just a fraction of the suffering it has caused me. You're being dramatic. As soon as the winter ends, you'll have plenty of time for you to strong me. Even if I had all the time in the world at my disposal, I'm getting too old to do what my heart desires. I'm losing my eyesight so that I can't see through the telescope anymore. I'm sure the doctor can help you with that. These things happen. Just don't forget that age comes with privileges as well. Or is your memory so bad I have to remind you of the high points in your recent life, old man? Ha, you always know how to make me feel better. That's what you lie once in a while and tell me I'm 30 again. I will, when you look it. I was skeptical at first, but I have to say this was an excellent idea. These waters really can do wonders. I told you, you even smell like a human now. Your dog might have trouble recognizing you. So this was your nasty plan, and I was thinking you were here to forget about everyday worries and jobs. You give me too much credit. Besides, I never got why people are so fond of forgetting. I'd rather stay focused all the time. You can't trick nature. If you don't let it go once in a while, you'll crack. By cracking, you mean something along the lines of attacking a friend with a knife? You talk to your clone. I guess I got a little carried away. No, I think you were valid in your reaction, Sam. Personally, I think you were valid. A little, the way you described it, you went berserk. Does this sort of thing happen often? Only when someone's asking for it. So she's the one responsible for your fit of rage because she asked about a dogfight. Listen. It was not about the dogfight, but I don't want to talk about it. Sorry, but that won't suffice. Now if you want to enjoy the rest of this party in my company. Your cone touched the sore spot. I told her to shut up, but she thinks she can say anything and get away with it. So it's about your family. Subtly is not your strong suit, is it? Yes, it's about my family, but I'm done talking about it. Weren't we supposed to take this evening to relax? Nothing relaxes me more than mysterious fits of rage. I bet I can come up with something better. Come here. Just what do you think you're doing? I want to give you a massage. I'm not the best with words, but I'm pretty good at this. Consider it an apology. Oh, I might just hook Yanni up with Sam. Yep, we're going for it. We're going for it. Stop overthinking and sit. Alright. Miraculous change. This feels... Miraculous chance. This feels good. Where did you learn to do that? I had many adventures before I came to the city. Sometimes they had to do with fighting, sometimes not. Were you a courtesan then? Do tell. I used to be a thief, Yanni. He's a dog! He's a dog person and a thief. Sam is my new favorite. Before we came to see, Sam was a thief. A good one, too. Sam is my favorite, all of a sudden. He's a dog person. He doesn't like people, except for a select few. And he was a thief. When you climb walls and crouch emotionally for hours to avoid detection. You have to learn how to deal with tension the body is not used to. If you are half as good as your stars, I'm surprised I never heard of you. If a thief becomes known, it means they're doing something wrong. And you didn't. And how come you're taking care of the dogs instead of calling the shadows by someone's treasure? The dogs are much better than any treasure I could steal. Take Julie, for example. We stole precious things from beautiful women who didn't need enhancement. Then we sold it to men who appreciated the price more than the craftsmanship involved, and those men gave it to ungrateful wives who owed an abundance already. Pointless. A thief of disdain for materialism. Now that's something you don't see every day. There you have it. I'm one of a kind. Constance was a hell of a hostess. So this is our good Dr. Gallen's journal. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it, but you can tell whose is whose by the little outline by the pages, so we can tell who's whose from that. The drink she served put all three types of rum from Pepper Island to shame. Jesus. The flavors, the texture, the suspicious colors, the kick. It was an alcoholic paradise. Of course, one can never know when a doctor will be needed, so I kept my sober concoction close and tried not to get too crazy, which wasn't very difficult, as Chaos had left quite early. There was a lot of gossip. I got the feeling everyone were refraining from sensitive topics. A reasonable strategy for an isolated group of people. We couldn't afford to make enemies. You don't have to be clairvoyant to realize the relationships are complex. There was hostility between Slava and Laura, a strange aura surrounding Sam. The way people were looking at Esteban seemed a mixture of fear, respect, and sheer hatred. But Cohen was an outsider. Often seemed to be the only person everyone genuinely liked. This is not going to end well. The cards never lie. Fools, 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 take bliss in your ignorance, but sooner or later it'll be too late to do anything. Perhaps then you'll finally believe me. Fake friendship with the hostess of this place won't change a thing. Even the most complacent sheep gets shorn in the end. There's a peculiar sister body I can't identify. I would like so much to find out its meaning. You can do that anytime, you know. I think I'll do that now. Thank you, Slava. Before I go, there's a meteor shower tomorrow. It's supposed to be pretty. Well, what? Do you have to make me say everything, woman? Well, come watch it with me, will you? Oh yeah, by the way, Esteban Slava's lover. She was cheating on her mad husband Lev with Esteban. How very thoughtful of you to ask. Gladly. Now go. I can see you're in a hurry to get back to your telescope. You are one of a kind, Slava. How could you? Have you no shame? Laura, I'm warning you one last time. Please refrain from invalidating my private life before you say something you can't take back. I've been controlling myself for too long. You know that what the families did to me. What Istvan did to me. You fraternize with him. He's a monster. And you're supposed to be my friend. A friend? Could you remind me how you reacted when I tried to share my problems with you? Uncomfortable isn't what you called them. Friend. For years you've done nothing to try and change your life but blame the man I'm with. Now you want me to feel guilty for doing something that makes two people happier? You want to make me as miserable as you are? I do blame you. How could you love a monster? How could you turn a blind eye to what he does? Maybe if you didn't, Lev wouldn't have gone mad. Oh! Slava's in love with Esteban. Laura believes the affair helped cause Lev madness. Maybe Lev knew she was in love with Esteban? It was trying to find Kalal to pay off the compact so they can both leave. Because Slava has a compact with Esteban. So Slava has a compact with Esteban, and she's also in love with him, and he's her lover. So if Lev found Kala and makes it so he can give her freedom back, they could leave, and he doesn't have to worry about losing his wife anymore. Oh, but also if he wasn't so obsessed with Kala in the first place, she wouldn't have had to take out that compact to help them survive. Oh my. Maybe if you didn't, Lev wouldn't have gone mad. Get out. Gladly. I'm sorry, but you're not going anywhere for the next few minutes, Laura. I have an announcement to make. Please, everyone, Lev is dead. I found him just now. I'm sorry, Slava. Lev, for 3 weeks after it vanished, so Lev is dead. But at least he's not cheating. At least Slava's not cheating anymore. Goddess, he really is. My poor Lev. It's all my fault. Are we in danger? Yes, Laura. I'm sure you'll be first on the list for the next attack. Now, we don't know that he was killed. Kaius will surely take care of everything. Do you know anything yet? How did it happen? And how did you manage to find him at all? Where was he? That's what I want to ask you. I'll need you and Glenn to examine him. He was in a very peculiar place. It'll probably make more sense to you. The rest of you should go home. You're all safe, and for now, that's all you can do. Constance, could Slava stay here with you? I don't need help. Lev need it, but it's too late now. At least let me escort you home. I'll stay for a little while, just until the morning. Would that be fine with you, Slava? No one can dull the pain of a loss like this, but the future won't seem so bad in the morning. Sounds good to me. Yanni, let's grab Galen and go. Oh.